Valentines and the Valentine treat covers right now. I'm going to go into my SVG folder and I'm going to select the treat covers first. Open, continue, upload. Now I'm going to do all the editing here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this and I'm going to ungroup it. Now here I'm going to select a color so that I can see. And I'm going to ungroup this. Now the lines here, I want to make sure that they are score lines. Oh, but not that one's not a score line. That should be a basic cut. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to send it to the back so that I can see. Okay, so that's perfect. So I'm just going to set these aside. I'm going to select just the lines here. And I want the 4 lines. I want to make those a score line. This line needs to remain a cut, and this hole needs to remain a cut. So now I will just put this back on. And I'm just going to try and line it up so that each line connects to the corner. So this is going to be the same thing. I'm going to ungroup. I'm going to change the color to make it a little bit easier to see what's going on here. Now in this one here, I'm going to change the centerpiece to a different color just so that I can see what's going on. And I'm going to move this to the back so that I can see everything. Oops, not what I wanted. Now in here, in this group, that's one line. Now what I'm going to do to get my score lines, I'm just going to set that aside. I'm going to select here and I'm going to change this to score. And I want to make sure it's just the lines that are set to score. Now I'm going to move this back and just line it up the best I can with these corners. Okay, so that looks lined up really well. Now this centerpiece, I actually want to make sure everything's the same color. I don't want to, so this blue piece I have to change back to pink. So now what I want to do is I want to attach everything in the flower so that it all stays together when it moves to the cutting mat and it doesn't separate those score lines from the paper. They need to remain together. Now this file is going to require the same thing. I'm going to change it to pink. Now these need to be ungrouped. Hope it's not grouped. What I need to do is find the vertical lines, which is right here, and I'm going to change these to score lines. Everything else here will be a cut, and these right here will also be all cuts. Now this all needs to be attached so that everything stays where it is. This needs to be attached. The reason I'm attaching it, oops, don't want to do that, Control Z. I don't want these cut lines to separate from the image. I want them to all stay together when it goes to the cutting mat. I don't want to select everything. I just want that, attach, and this needs to be attached to keep those cutting lines together. Now I'm going to upload my Valentines, and I have it there, but I'm going to show you again. So I'm going to go to the SVG folder, Heart Valentine. I'm going to open, continue, and upload. Just close that there. Move this over. Now I can't see right now because everything's black. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ungroup, and then I'm going to change this to a color so that I can see what's going on. Now here I can see I don't want this to be cut. I want it to be pen. For all of the words, I'm just going to change it to pen. Now again, I need to attach each one of these so that the pen and everything stays lined up on the cutting mat. Attach. And attach. So I'm going to just take this down to my cutting machine so that I can connect to it and set up the turned on. And now I'm going to just go to make. I'm going to make this on the mat. Now I'm not using 12 by 12 sheets of paper. What I'm using is 20, what is it? It's 21 by 27. Oh, not 29. 27. Right here. And that'll be the same for both materials. So that changes it there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my first file and I'm going to go to continue. Try again. Just connect it to the Bluetooth on my maker. Continue. Now my material, I'm using 24-pound paper. I'm going to update because I'm using the scoring stylus. And I've got my fine point blade. So I have my machine set up to match, and I'm just going to go ahead and send this to the cutting.